I believe every time I post a public video to announce that I am running for Congress, just want to post this video. Chad Lewis, left your hat over here, buddy. You gave me this bracelet, and I remembered that I still got this hat, so I pulled it out. You need to come get your hat, unless you want me to have it. It's a fine looking hat. Been meaning to tell you. Um, I like to, anytime I say something, I'm going to be releasing a lot of stories, and I've lived such a crazy life. It's kind of hard to believe all the things I've been through. So, I try to show documentation. Now, what this is, for example, we're going to be talking about powerlifting. These are when you do powerlifting. Just little FYI, all powerlifting contests are done in kilos, since we are the only country in the world that we're a little different. So for that reason, any national or world meet is always in kilos. So all of these, I think there's six. I counted six. I don't know if I've lost any. You get medals, and of course trophies. This trophy here is probably from a little meet I did. I don't know. And then here are my world meets. I don't think the one from Germany is there. In Germany, and I forget what year I took a LASIK to make weight, and the next day it happened to be the day that they tore the wall down, so nothing was open. I couldn't buy potassium. I ended up had to take second, so the medal's not there. I'd made it through the squats, set a record in the squats, and got through the bench press. I think I set a record in bench press, and usually I always would pull my deadlift would be a record, because I just had 1 kilo to what I pulled last time. Just pull one pull. But that day I took a token lift. I dropped my opener down to 150 kilos, 330, and straight legged it and got the down signal and went to the hospital and got an IV put in my arm. By the way, it cost $18, 18 euros a day to go to the hospital in Germany, regardless of what you're doing there, how serious or not so serious your things are. So again, this is confirmation. There's also documentation. You can find records of everything of my powerlifting career. That's my three worlds that I won abroad. Of course, my favorite trophies are these over here. These are best lifter trophies. Best lifters, when you compete, you lift in weight categories, which I usually lifted in the 82.5. There was times that when I got up to 90 kilos and it's hard to get back down to 82.5. The best shape I was ever in was in 2000, and I think I got my medal here somewhere. But anyway, I went. Let's see, did I win? I either won or got second. But it's the year my bicep came loose. But I'd already got my lifts in. And I think the guy that I won that year, won 2000. I was afraid that guy would come back and pull something heavier than me. And first time, I'll get into that later. First time I used that Oakley deadlift bar and a rebound, and if I knew how to use it, I could have got 50 extra pounds off of it. But I didn't know how to use it, and it jerked my bicep loose. You don't ever bend your arm at all. You let your arms hang like hooks when you deadlift, or you pull that bicep loose. John Grove and Mike Lanier, there used to be 7 of us training, and 3 of us at one time had, our arms, we'd had bicep reattachment. Now, I'm real proud of this one right here. This is the first meet I ever did. Let's see if you can read this. I got 3rd place in the 165 pounds class. That right there is, anybody know who this is? Earl? That's my son, me, Randy, my awesome brother. Man, I think Randy squatted 5. I didn't think I was ever going to squat 500 pounds. That is Bill Kazmaier. He to this day is still hosting, like the strongest men in the world competitions. If you don't know who Bill Kazmaier is, Google him. But Chad, come get your hat. This is a little about my powerlifting career that you will. Again, the reason I'm bringing this up is this is how I learned about policing all over the world, because law enforcement are real big into powerlifting, anything, Olympic lifting, strongman competition, anything that has to do with being strong. When I didn't realize John Grove had been posting videos. There's a video on my page here I think it's the first one I posted. I'm squatting 804 with a reverse band. It's got a rubber band on it, so help you get out of the bottom. But it's 804, and John was posting these videos. Now, I never, when I went to a contest, I just wanted to win. I didn't, wasn't trying to set. I knew eventually somebody's going to come out and be stronger than me. These records don't last long. So I was basically I wouldn't try to. In other words, I was wanting to squat maybe 700, so I would squat 800 in the gym, and to get ready for it. You're real nervous on your first lift. Anybody squats? Some people can do it, but it's real hard to get through these squats. You walk out there in front of the world, and you got about a minute to do everything right to get that thing back in the rack with whatever, usually double, triple body weight. But anyway, when John had been posting my training videos online, and I got to Germany, and they stuck a microphone in my face, and that was again the year that I took the LASIK, and to make weight. I did set the world record in the squats and bench press though, so they got their money's worth, and I did take second because I did get one deadlift in before going to the hospital. Now, when you cramping, when we this is one thing that's come up because of the situation I was in lately. We don't test for steroids anywhere because they're safe, and in most countries you buy them over the counter. But we do test in a lot of countries. Different countries are different for diuretics. Diuretics will kill you. People have died. What I did. I took a LASIK, and I did this often. It's good to be as heavy as you can when you go to to lift. The heavier you are, the stronger you are. That's the reason you have weight classes. So I'm consistently take a LASIK and urinate 2 kilos or a little over 4 pounds religiously. In other words, if I wanted to, for example, with the year in Germany, I woke up and after I got there late, I got there on a Thursday night and had to weigh in on Friday, lift on Saturday. I think I got the days right. But anyway, so. When I weighed in, I step off the scale. I'm in Germany, and just to give you an idea of how people look at us different. Okay, so I step off the scale. Now, we own the federation, and the way it works is you've got to weigh in within 24 hours of when you lift. So that way you can't, there's people that did 48-hour weigh-ins, and, they lose 30 pounds, to make weight, and then they gain it back, and, 30 pounds heavier when they get on the platform. That is dangerous. That's when you use diuretics and all kind of stuff. It's dangerous to fluctuate that much, but it's usually pretty safe to just take a LASIK and piss out a couple of kilos and make weight, and then of course by the time you lift, you got it back. You put it right back in your fluid. Usually you eat potassium for a few days and your electrolytes, and then when you take the LASIK, you wash it down with potassium, all your electrolytes, magnesium, and then of course. You're regenerated. Now, what happened to me in Germany, of course, we got there late. An 8-hour flight will dry you out pretty good anyway. So we flew in, and it was whatever days it was. I weighed in the next morning, so I weigh in, and I took my LASIK. I weighed in, and I had it set on pounds. I was right at 186 pounds, and 82.5 kilos is 181 and 3/4 or 181 and a quarter. But anyway, I made weight, and I step off the scale. Again, the reason I want to be the first one on the scale is so I can get that potassium, get that quarter Gatorade in me or whatever. Okay, so I step off the scale, and I tell Michelle, she's just as cute as can be. Her and her boyfriend were hosting this meet. We were in Lochhammer, Germany, and she came over from, I think she's from Saint-Avoid, France. But anyway, I step off the scale, I'm like, Michelle, I had to take a LASIK to make weight. Where can I go get some Gatorade? She said, Gatorade? We don't sell Gatorade in East Germany. Now, a lot of people will tell you, I've been to Germany, it's all the same. It is still different on the east side, East Germany. And the closer you get to the Poland-Slovakia border, it gets a little more. They're more like people from Ukraine and Poland, places like that, than they are. There was a wall. They tore that wall down. By the way, it had nothing to do with Reagan. It's just Gorbachev. When they started, the people on each side of the wall started tearing it down. They just tore it down. But it was the holiday of when they had, the day I weighed in, it was a holiday of when they tore that wall down. And by God, when they're serious about that holiday. I mean, like, it makes our 4th of July look like, on steroids, because that was the day that those people had been separated and they could get back together with their families. And so it was a great day. So, but anyway, I needed some damn electrolytes because, you can cramp up and die. So, I, so no Gatorade. We don't have Gatorade in East Germany. I said, well, where can I go to a grocery store? I need some, I need to get some potassium somewhere or the other. Some, bananas or anything. She said, grocery stores? We don't have crony capitalism in East Germany, Ronnie. I said, well, what do you have, Michelle? She said, we have markets. I said, well, Michelle, is there a market that I can go get some damn potassium because I took a LASIK? And, religiously, I was lucky. I didn't know if I was going to be able to, after that 8-hour flight, but I was able to. I just pissed 2 kilos. I need to get my electrolytes back. And so, I was SOL. But so, yeah, so anyway, in Germany, they do everything a little different. Everybody's drinking, and they used to smoke in the warm up areas when you're getting ready for a contest. They still drink, pretty heavy. But they're real healthy. They're real healthy on the venue instead of Cokes and stuff like that. It's all kind of fruit juices and stuff. So I was able to regenerate my electrolytes a little bit, and so that night I was having some. I don't know. Back then I was having some respiratory things that would hit me sometimes. And I had night sweats. Might have been nervous about to do a world championship powerlifting contest. But I sweat. I had to change shirts twice, so I sweated out whatever I put back in me, and I made it through the squats. Okay, I set a world record, and I think I might have set a record on the bench press. And usually, I didn't like to. I never have liked deadlifting. By the way, most people, powerlifters, don't do deadlift because it will hurt your back. The way you get strong for the deadlift is rack pulls, shrugs, and squats. Just build up the muscles. But if you deadlift heavy like that all the time, you are going to get hurt. But what helped my career to go so many years is I just avoided injuries. Just I had a bicep tear and my supraspinatus, but tore loose my shoulder. But that probably had more to do with diving off of cliffs at Little River Canyon when I didn't know how to dive and tear my shoulder up, and the spurs keep going until you finally cut something loose. But anyway, that's it about powerlifting, and I'll be talking more with you guys. And we're trying again to just clean up this policing thing. For example, this girl right here, Michelle Parker. Oh my God, I love her so much. In 2011, she'd been missing, and that if those policemen did a better job, maybe they'd find her. But anyway, later.